Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another episode of My First Kicks. And this week, we've got not only everybody's friend, but he's my friend now, Kota The Friend.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's good? Yo, shout out Sango, man.
Shout out Sango.
Yo, shout out
That's
Sango.
how we met at the Sango show. Good energy.
Yo.
Sango forever.
Yo, shout out Sango. Shout out Marcus for having a long conversation with me. And then you coming in and being like, because we were talking about your podcast, the podcast before, and then I was just like, yeah, I remember hitting you up and be like, yo, I would love to have you on an episode, and you were like, I'd never seen that message.
Right, facts. But look at us now, we here,
yo,
we made
here.
it.
Yo, man, it's a huge honor having you on, man. Big fan of your work and been listening to you. Like I think I told you at the show too, because I remember being like to Sango, I was like, you don't understand, like y'all's music saved my 2020. Like I was on 2K. I remember I told you I was on 2K and I would just play like mad Kota, mad Sango, and I was just grinding 2K20 like crazy.
Nah, 2020 was different, bro.
2020 was different.
I feel like we were discovering so much about ourselves and really digging into the stuff that we liked. You know what I mean? So it was a big time for even me as a music artist, like finding my sound and figuring out where I want to go with it. So it was sick.
Yo, I mean, that album is a classic that you dropped in 2020 as well.
Everything.
Yeah. And that, like, I was telling you about VQE, bro. I was telling you the story. So because I was so afraid of getting on trains, I don't think I told you this part, but I was so afraid of getting on trains during the height of COVID that I would walk to my girl's crib. Right?
How far was it?
She lives in Harlem and I live in Queens. So I would walk all the way. I would walk to the bus that like gets me over the bridge in Astoria, but I would walk all the way over
to the bus.
Yeah.
You'd walk to the bus.
I would walk. It would be like 7 miles, bro.
Okay, so you were afraid to get on the train, but you got on a bus?
Yeah, because of COVID though. But like I didn't want to get COVID.
But the bus is public.
I know, but I was just like that one little. I'd rather be on the bus for like 5 minutes.
Okay, right.
Versus being on a train all the way. Listen, it makes
sense to me. I'm not sure your
logic
is completely.
Look, I'm gonna tell you.
You know,
it took me 2 years to get COVID. All right. And then once I started being in the office. You
should have got it before. You know what I'm saying? You should have just got it like everybody else, been regular, been normal.
But I was walking on the VQE, next to the VQE, and I was listening to VQE when it happened.
You was walking next to the VQE. Nobody does that, bro.
It was the craziest thing, bro. It was crazy. I remember people, I posted on my story because I put the song on my story, and they were like, why is Hassan walking on the VQE? Like, and I was just like, listen, I was strolling around the city, man.
Okay.
Strolling around Queens. All right.
Facts. Just walking around Queens. Everybody in Queens got a car, bro. Everybody.
Besides me. All right. But you're here to answer the question that I ask everybody each week. And that question is, what's your first kicks? What's that first pair of sneakers you absolutely need to have?
My first pair of kicks that I absolutely had to have is pretty simple. The classic all white Uptowns. You feel me? Like just straight like that. I feel like that was the first sneaker that I'm like, man, I need that because it's like the standard. You know what I mean? Like, so because it's like we didn't come from means, so it was like $85 at the time, and my mother was like, I'm not paying $85 for a pair of plain white sneakers. That was it. She's like, I'll get you some Converse, right? And call it a day.
Yeah.
So I remember just growing up, just needing those ups. You know what I mean? And I remember I went to Chinatown and got some fake ups for $55.
No way.
I'm not
Which
lying.
Chinatown? You went to Canal Street Chinatown, or
I think it was. You know what? It wasn't Chinatown. It was 28th Street.
Okay. Yeah. 28th Street was where you get the bootleg jerseys.
Yes. Everything.
It's
like when you walk in, when you walk in the store and there's a whole front, and then you go in the back room and then it's Foot Locker in there. You feel me? They don't know about that, bro.
But it's funny because I was in my boy Ricky, shout out Ricky, he was telling me a story of somebody he knew. And he was like, yo, this one dude, he was always dripped in high school. And we were like, how did he get it? How did he get it? Right? And he was just like, yo, one day we went with him and he took us to 28th Street and he went into a building, and they were like, "Yeah, you got to go to this building." Then there was cubicles.
Oh boy!
And the cubicles is people on the phone with like a catalog, and they would just call, and that's how you get the stuff, because they would just bring it up for you.
Good old days. Good old days, bro. Good old days. Yo, I used to get fake G-Shocks.
That's crazy.
Yo, they was selling them. They was, because I was a hustler from young, so it's like we didn't have money, so it's like, how we gonna get money? It's like that was always our thing.
Yeah.
So they would sell G-Shocks for $35 for like 6 of them, bro, in a pack. You know what I mean? So I would go, I would buy like 3 packs, and I would sell them to people in my school, people around the neighborhood. Everybody hated me at the end of the day. But they got over it.
You were saying it was real? You was like, yo, this is real. It's authentic.
I wasn't saying it was real. I was saying something. I'm gonna be real. One of them said, they used to say G Sport. You feel me?
Yeah, I remember those.
Those are the ones. And I used to tell them this is a type of G-Shock. You know what I mean? It's not the, it's the G Sport G-Shock. It's official, bro. It's different. You know what I mean? Like, fuck with it. Like, it's not like all the other ones out there. You know, but it was solid though. I would wear it. I was like, fuck it. You know?
So you lived all your life in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So where does your style come from? Does it come from like a specific area in Brooklyn?
Man, my style came from whatever my mother was getting me, for real. Because like, but it was basically Brooklyn. You know, you want to wear, like, the baggy jeans was a thing at one point. Then it was the skinny jeans, and then at some point you come up with your own style, and you just like, you know, whatever I got it. You know, I go to the store, I get something new, and then one of my favorite eras was like the streetwear, like street style, like exclusive sneaker era, because it's like not everybody knew about what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it became, I want the sneakers that nobody has. Like by the time I was in high school, I had jobs, you know? So now I actually have money to spend. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be real picky about what I get. I'm not shopping where everybody else shops. I'm like we were talking about earlier, I'm going to DQM. I'm going to A-Life. I'm going to, you know,
Rest in peace,
Staple.
A-Life. Yeah.
You feel me? So that was fun, like running LES and Soho and learning about the spots and learning how to really create my own style.
Yeah, that's my bread and butter. I used to do the loop. I mean, everybody listening knows my stories of like, I'd start at Supreme, then you'd go from Supreme. No, wait. Start at Atrium. No, you go to Blades first, Atrium, Supreme, then you hit up Clientele, and then you come all the way back down because you ended at DQM. Because the reason why I always ended at DQM, because I was cool with them there. So I would spend the most time there, and I'd spend like 2-3 hours just talking to people and be like, yeah, man, you know, I think I'm down. I'm down with y'all, you know? Like, yeah. But that whole Soho era, I wish it was still around. I mean, now a lot of those shops moved to Bowery. I don't know if you've been to Bowery.
I haven't been to Bowery in a minute.
Bowery has all the shops now. Yeah, I usually hang out at Extra Butter. Shout out Extra Butter. Every Thursday they do like a lowdown because they're trying to bring the community aspect back of streetwear and sneakers. But that's what's like. I think a lot of shops are doing that now, especially in the city, because they notice that like all the hype stuff is just like the hype doesn't drive anymore as much as they thought, in terms of just like bringing people into the store itself, because you can just buy it online. Everybody, if you ask anybody and they'd be like, yo, where do you get rare sneakers from? They're gonna be like, resale shop. They're gonna be like it becomes commonplace where it's like
Flight Club.
Yeah, they're like, back in the day was like, you go to Flight Club to look and see if you're overpaying online, or like you look and you go to just be like, yo, I just want to hold a pair of pigeons in my hand, like, you know. But now it's like everybody thinks that every store that sells sneakers is a resale shop, which is crazy.
It kind of is though. Like, but they are kind of like resale shops everywhere. They're buying sneakers, and selling sneakers.
Yeah, I mean, yes, like, in that terms, but it's just like everybody thinks that like, in order for you to be in this, you have to pay the $400-$500 to be part of it. So that's what it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like I don't have the time to be fucking around anymore. You know what I mean? If I want to get the sneakers, I'm gonna get the sneakers for whatever it costs. You know, but I do have a little bit, you know, to spend. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different than it was.
You said the music doing good.
I mean, but like back in the day, that's why you had to really figure out what you was getting. But I love that about like back in the day. It's like you can go and get some affordable fire kicks.
Yeah,
like they used to sell the classic SBs for $65.
$65, bro.
You know, like, do you remember that? Like, that was a time. It's like getting a fire pair of kicks for 65, less than a pair of AF1s. You know what I mean?
Go to Blades when it's like Black Friday. I used to clean up, bro. Clean up, bro. I've gotten some crazy stuff for like $50-$60 because of that.
Yeah, but it's a crazy time now. You're not gonna ever find a deal like that. You're not gonna ever find fire kicks for a good price. Like, unless, I don't know, you know more than me.
I mean, I do. I was just gonna say we are in a down.
Put me on. That's
we're on a downtrend. We're on a downtrend. Yeah. So a lot of the hype shit is like still sitting. Like, yeah, we're in a good time in terms of just like if you want to just buy kicks at regular price, or like if you want to buy kicks at like for sale.
Okay.
Facts. I mean, I'll text you some shit.
Yeah,
just let me know. Just let me know.
Put me on.
You know. So like when you first started rapping and stuff, like were you like dressing to be like crazy? Were you dressing crazy?
Nah, when I first started rapping, I was dressing like nothing. You know what I mean? I was literally like, I was just focused on the music. I really didn't care how I dressed or what I was putting on. You know, I think I recently just started to really think about like what I'm wearing and how I'm wearing it, you know? Because it was just all about the music. You feel me?
Well, what was that like switch? What made you
what was the switch? I really don't know, man. It switched at some point, but I don't know what the switch was. Maybe it was just, you know, wanting to be a little bit more polished or wanting to look better in the videos or something, or level up in some way, you know? Maybe.
I mean, I think so like watching your music, you know, expand and grow and stuff like that. I've always been a fan of just like your aesthetic, right? So like I remember watching you on your lives doing, you know, you was freestyling, or were you just playing songs? I forgot what it was like, but it was like around 2021, like that you were on live, like playing songs and then rapping and stuff like that. So that evolved. Did you feel like, oh, I got to evolve with that as well?
I feel like for a long time I was just having fun doing it and enjoying the fact that I was progressing, you know? So I wasn't even thinking about evolution. I think I was just evolving like naturally. It was just happening. Like everything was moving along. So I don't think I was thinking about I wasn't thinking about the evolution. It was kind of happening automatically. I think at some point I really looked at where I was at and I was like, man, I'm not where I was 5 years ago, you know? And that was really the first. It's like being head down and you got tunnel vision, you focusing on a thing, and then 5 years later you look up for the first time and you're like, oh shit, this is not where I was, you know? And I think that's the first time I really was like, man, I'm not who I was, I'm not where I was, so I really have to figure out what I'm doing and what this is and who I am. And it's like, and I have to accept that I'm not that anymore, you know, because I feel like that's one of the most important things for whoever you are, you have to know where you're at. Because if you don't know, if you don't really understand your geography, you're gonna act like you're still over there.
Right.
But to everybody else, you're not there anymore.
No,
you know what I mean? And so it's like I would be living in a false reality to be acting like I'm still that person who doesn't have all of this evolution. So I was like, yeah, let me get my stuff together and let me really not even play a part, but let me accept that I'm here in this role right now so that I can make better decisions and my next move could be more effective. Yeah.
That's fire. I think that's like foresight, where it's like you're looking at it instead of it, because like I feel like some people can look at that and be like negative about it versus it being like, this is my personal growth, where you're just like you're giving yourself the flowers, which I don't think barely anybody does now, right? I mean, even I myself think about it where it's just like, oh yeah, I've gotten to this point, like I've been doing this for 4 years or something like that, and I've never took the time and be like, yo, I really accomplished a ton in this span. You know, you've done fucking crazy stuff with Colorado, you know, Long Beach, you know, you made, I feel like these are like hits that everybody if I bring you up, you'll be like, yeah, that's my jam. That's my shit.
Yeah, if people listen to my music, you know what I mean? It's not you're not gonna walk up to somebody on the street and play Colorado and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is my shit.
You never know.
But
Come
somebody
on.
that rocks with me is they're gonna like Colorado, they're gonna like Long Beach. You know?
And it's I feel like that it's like the you grow, especially with like the album with Static Selector and you know that Wolves, and it's like I feel like you definitely learn from you and hear about you in your music, and that's what I absolutely love about your stuff. So that you hear the growth and you learn about the growth through your music. And
I think that's the beautiful part about music. You know, it's like it was really my outlet. It's always been my outlet just to get out these emotions and these feelings. I think as an artist and as a person, you realize like I realized that in my personal relationships, like the most common complaint is that I'm a bad communicator.
Really?
Yes, that's the most common complaint is I can't communicate. I don't know how to say what I'm feeling.
But you're like extremely articulate
Exactly,
in all these songs.
Exactly. When we listen to the music, you'll know how I feel. You know, it's like it's so tough to say certain things to people because people could be so like judgmental and like they misunderstand you so easily. But in the music, I come through perfectly. You know what I mean? I cut through all of the noise, all of the bullshit. It's like right there, right to your soul, and you understand exactly what I'm saying, exactly how I'm feeling. And matter of fact, not only do you understand how I'm feeling, but you understand how you're feeling too. Which is crazy thing about music. It's like it allows us to like enter this third dimension, this different dimension, you know, where it's like everything kind of makes sense and we can look at things kind of like objectively, you know. It's different, bro.
No, I totally understand it, you know, especially because like, I've been listening to music so long, and music is something that's where I feel like I can connect with somebody and be like, yo, you know, I'm not feeling this great. I'm not feeling great. I've been listening to this song. You should probably listen to this song too. You know, that's like, I always say it's my love language. Whenever I put anybody up on music, like new music, that means I fuck with you heavy, you know, because that's one thing about music is like, it's so quick to judge somebody on their taste, right? You'd be like, oh, you fuck with that? Oh, I don't know if I fuck with you. Like,
because you kind of get what they're into. If they fuck with a certain artist, or it's like, I feel like nowadays, like music taste, it can really show you what somebody's about. You know what I mean? Depending on who they love, you know, and you could look at some of the mainstream artists and you understand why so many people like these artists, you know, because so many people are under this umbrella, you know, and that's why I really would never want to go mainstream, because I'm like, if I'm mainstream, I must be doing something wrong. You know what I mean? I genuinely feel like that. If I'm mainstream and my music is connecting with people in this like superficial way, it's I don't want that, you know. Real shit,
man. Because back in the day, everybody's goal was to go pop. Was the term, right? You want to get that. You want to get the deal,
right.
And I definitely see now a lot more independent artists are like becoming bigger. Like, you know, you got Red Veil. Red Veil is one of my, like, I love Red Veil. He's you got Denzel, who broke off of his stuff, but I don't know if his last album was. I feel like it wasn't. But you know, you got these artists breaking off and still being independent and big too. So it's interesting now, because I think that support, it comes in waves versus it being so hard to find before, where it was like you pedal in, you have to do every single show. You got to go to, you know, I mean, unless you think otherwise.
Nah, I mean, I think streaming really changed the game for artists in a positive way, even though they get a lot of flack for, you know, not paying artists enough or whatever. But it gave us an opportunity to get paid, period. Because if you weren't signed to a label, you weren't able to really sell music. So like Spotify and Apple Music gave artists an opportunity to at least push their music, and then, you know, have people listen on Spotify. You get paid per stream, and you're able to get something per month. You know, if you, I remember the first time I looked in my TuneCore account. TuneCore is the distribution, and so I was able to distribute all my music through TuneCore and get it to Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever. I remember the first time I checked my account and I had $8,000 in it. That changed my life, bro. That changed my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
8K.
8K,
bro.
Just out of nowhere, like
it wasn't out of nowhere. It had been building up.
But I mean, like you looked at it out of nowhere.
I wasn't checking though because I was really thinking my thought process was there's no money in music unless I'm on a label.
Mm-hmm.
That was genuinely my thought process. So when I checked and I saw that money, I was like, damn, we could build on this. You know, like, all right, what's next now? Because I come from that Brooklyn hustlers mentality,
right?
Where it's like you give me a little something, I'm gonna flip it.
Yeah.
Right? You give me 5, I'm gonna turn it to a 10, 10, 20. Like that's how my brain thinks. You know, so that was no different. And so and I still move like that to this day. It's just like, all right, cool, I got that, then I could do this. And I take that and I flip it over here. It's like, and so like streaming made all of this possible, you know, because first of all, it gets your music to a whole bunch of people that will never even hear about you through playlists, through just people sharing it on Spotify, sharing it on Apple Music, whatever. And playlists have been huge, bro. It's all about discovery.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an artist that really loves art, streaming is amazing because so many people that have never heard of you and probably would have never had the chance to listen to any of your music get to hear it. And I understand when you have your fans, you have your loyal fans that listen to the music and you give it directly to them. I get that. But it's all about discovery,
right?
Bro.
Yeah, when it's even in podcasts, it's hard. It's hard to get discovered. It's hard for people to figure out like, oh, this is where I gotta look, or this is where like is the algorithm gonna fuck with you today?
Right.
Oh, you don't know. You only put out once a week. You're not putting. You can't put out every single day. You know. So yeah, that discovery is important on all fronts, especially on the internet. Like it's hard.
But now it's getting tough because everybody is trying to get discovered.
Everybody's trying to get discovered.
It's crazy, bro.
So like now it's what are the things that we're doing to stand out more? You know,
man. My thing is, bro, just do what you love.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you just got to do it if you love it, bro. Like I feel like we're in a culture right now, and it makes me kind of sad. We're in a culture that looks at music and looks at art as just a tool to make money, you know? And all you see online is influencers and music influencers just talking about my art form like it's a fucking machine. You know what I mean? And I hate that shit. Like I hate that shit and I understand it's all about knowledge, and you should have knowledge, but I'm like, can we just talk about music as music?
Right. Yeah.
You know? Is it that hard? Like
that's what Tyler was saying about that. Like, why can't I put out an album? You take two listens and now it's trash, or you know, like you just eat it up and that's it.
What's crazy about what Tyler is saying is like that's how I've always looked at the music industry too, bro. When I first started putting out music, I was dropping on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I was dropping on dates that were important to me and not important to anybody else. You know what I mean? It's like and that's part of the magic. Like music is magic, and that's what people are trying to catch lightning in a bottle all the time. But it's something that Quincy Jones said. He was like, when you start talking about money, God walks out the room.
Oof.
You feel me?
Bars.
And so. And that's something I've always kind of lived by without even hearing the quote. So when I heard the quote, I was like, damn, that's real. You have to move when you're making art, you have to move off feeling a lot. You have to, man, how does this feel? You know, and if it don't feel right, then it's probably not right. And so like I try not to look at music in that way. You know what I mean? I kind of am straying away from how everybody is going about the music industry. And I just want to make music. I want to work with people I want to work with, and just move forward. So collaborations with people that I admire, who I like their sound, people I probably think I never work with, and I feel like that's how I'm gonna find joy in it again and make it fun.
Nah, yeah.
So, shit.
I mean, I definitely wanted to talk about Flight Boys and you know, you starting that up, and I remember because I think that's where that message went, because I remember you started Flight Boys, that account, and I wanted to be like, yo, I want to the actual space. You have the actual space, and I was so intrigued and being like, yo, I want to pull up and blah, blah,
you
blah.
can pull up too.
I would love to pull up, bro. But definitely want to talk about like how'd you start that and what influence you to start it?
Yeah, Flight Boys. I started Flight Boys when I was in high school. You know, and I remember I was inspired by Billionaire Boys Club.
Yes, sir.
So and it's so funny because I feel like even the name is so timely because it's kind of like the name was kind of a mix between Flight Club and Billionaire Boys Club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The font. I was looking at that font. I was like, that looks a little familiar.
But
too.
You know what's so sick, bro? The font. I was really trying to come for like a A-Life font.
joint. Yeah.
Because I love
you was doing the box logos too.
Yeah, we did the box logo. Like everybody looks at Supreme for the box logo, but for me it was A-Life. That was my favorite brand.
OG.
Yeah, I didn't really rock with Supreme like that. But it was heartbreaking when A-Life closed their store down. I was like, damn, like it's really the end of an era.
My boy, so I had my boy who designs for A-Life on here a couple times. He's my homie. Shout out Chris. And we can make something happen.
Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope. You know, I always wanted those tennis ball joints.
Yo, me too. The Reeboks, man. The pumps. Oh man, those are fire. I wanted those so bad. I remember when those dropped, but I talk about it on the live episode I did because we had Jesse, who was the GM of A-Life, the store, the actual store I didn't even know did you know they threw parties in the backyard?
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
I never went to a party.
You had to get invited. They had Nas back there. They had Wu-Tang back there. It was crazy.
They didn't know who I was gonna be, bro. They didn't know.
Hopefully, when they open back up, eventually, if they open,
I hope they do, man. I hope they do, bro. Like one thing I hope happens is like there's just a shift in the culture where people are able to do things for the love again.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about earlier, like people want to bring community back to the culture.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do when everything is so commercialized.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Everything's super consumerism.
Yeah, it's crazy. Amazon exists, bro. Yeah. Like it's like and that has changed the world. And the way people buy things, bro.
Yeah.
People buy things like this, and they keep going about their life. They don't sit and appreciate what they got. They on to the next thing.
On to the next thing. And that's what it is about sneakers right now. It's like everybody's on to the next shoe because they drop so frequently. You get a new pair dropping each week.
Damn.
Like it's crazy that you can't. Some people, they actually keep up with it where they buy every single week. Wow. And I'm like, where you getting this bread from? What are you doing? You know, like it's you know, there's like I talked about this shoe, right? I talked about how much I literally, before the episode, I talked about the Faust SBs and how much I love Faust and all these little intricate designs that are on the shoe. This is the second time I've worn it. First time I wore it was on my birthday because that's how much I love this shoe, where it's like that you don't get this feeling unless you actually are paying attention to what you're gonna buy, you know? Like you got on the Papa Bears. You know, and I remember that whole pack and being like, I need to get them.
Yeah.
Struck out. I'm a size 13, so I struck out like crazy. I even wanted the Mama Bears, and people were like, "Oh, mid strap,
the mid joint." Those are hard though.
Those are hard.
Like the whole Three Little Bears pack is fire.
Yeah, and so that we don't get that like the chance to savor anymore. Right. And back in when we were collecting, basically, like that's where you had to scrounge your money together to get the one shoe. So you spend all your time getting that one shoe.
Right. You're patient with it.
Yeah.
But it's there. You know what I mean? It's not going anywhere for real. You know what I mean? But it's there. You just gotta get your coins together. You know?
But yeah, Flight Boys. And like how what is the full 360 of what you want it to be?
Yeah, Flight Boys was cool, man. Honestly, I got certain ideas from A-Life, like the backyard parties and stuff like that. And like they used to have artists, like you said, they had Nas. They used to work with a lot of artists. And I remember I was like, oh, that's like that's so dope. I said A-Life did that, right?
A-Life did that.
Yeah, A-Life did that, My bad.
No, you're good.
But yeah, so I got that from A-Life. I was like, man, I would love to have a brand that connects with the culture like that, you know? And so one thing we used to do is when we were in high school, we used to rent out bars, even though we weren't, legally allowed to.
Yeah.
But they used to let us rent out bars, and we would like throw concerts, and we would like throw shirts in the crowd. And
that's fire.
You know what I mean? And people would be wearing the t-shirts the whole night. It was dope. Like we had a whole show going. It was like a talent show outside of school. So we had this freedom to kind of do what we wanted. And some of those artists that performed at those shows have become like big artists and toured the world and all that.
If you want to name drop something.
Nah, I'm not, but it's okay. It's all right. But I remember those times and how visceral that energy was, and seeing how it was like an incubator for artistry.
Yeah.
Because it didn't really exist. 15-year-olds are not going to bars and performing. You know what I mean? But we were doing that. And so it was lit. You feel me? And it kind of just, now I kind of just want to bring that back,
right?
Because it was so beautiful. Sometimes people would come up to me and be like, "Yo, remember Flight Boys in 2009?" And I'm like, "Damn, bro, that's a long time ago." but it's something that I feel like I want to bring back in a more polished way. And right now we're working on figuring out really how to do that properly, because now we're faced with a whole new set of challenges. So it is what it is.
What are these challenges?
I mean, just like the music scene is different.
Okay.
It's not what it was. Going to shows is different. Not as many people are coming out to shows and things like that. So it's kind of tough, I guess, just for Flight Boys as a kind of reestablishing itself.
Right, yeah.
So we're trying to find ways to position it where it makes sense, and it makes sense with me as an artist, and it comes together at the perfect time. I'm not tripping about it. I'm not even stressing it. I just know it's gonna happen at the right time. And when it happens, it's gonna be, synergy.
And I'll be there.
Yeah,
I guarantee you.
And if you gotta do it, I think we gotta do the first one in New York, period.
Yeah, for sure.
Period.
For sure. I mean, you talked about shows and stuff, but like because we talked about how emotional and how connected your music is, when you meet fans, like what is that like? Is that just them pouring into you and you just get emotionally drained, or is it just, I always wonder that, because when I listen to your music, obviously I feel like the first time is like, yo, this dude knows me. Like, so I feel like I'm not the only one thinking that. So yeah.
Fans do come up to me and pour their heart out and tell me how much they love me and how much they love the music. And I think it's really, it doesn't overwhelm me. It makes me feel like, damn, like this music is so important to this person, And in that moment, I really have to know who I am, and I'm the person that makes this music.
Yeah.
And this person has been listening to these songs every day for the last 3 years. And so
just drilling it in their heads.
so for me, that's just an opportunity to make this thing real. You know what I mean? To show them like this is a real person that was behind this music, real emotions, and even though we can't, get to the bottom of the meaning of life in 5 minutes, 15 minutes, it's like we have a few brief moments to actually chat, and I get to know them a little bit. And the thing about people is like, you meet somebody once and you learn one thing about them, you probably remember that thing you learned about them the next time you see them, And
it's gotta be hard when there's a lot of people though.
Yeah, but a lot of times you meet fans twice, 3 times, 4 times, because they keep coming to the shows. And before you know it, y'all are homies on IG and you're like, bro, like da-da-da.
That was crazy.
Yeah, like I got homies in Portland that love to go fishing, and I'm like, damn, I gotta get out there so I go fishing with them. You know what I mean? I got homies in Miami that I'm like, bro, we got a party next time out there. I know the Dominican spot, da-da-da. It's like, music is just this thing that connects people, and at the end of the day, I'm just a musician. And the more fans meet me, the more one fan meets me 4 or 5 times, before you know it, it's like we're actually homies.
Yeah.
And so I have a few fans that have really become like really cool, and I watch them, their kids grow up, and I'm like, oh damn, that's crazy. That's and that's really like, I
don't
think,
forget the terrible twos. Like
we really talk about these kind of things, bro. And I'm like, damn, like I'm going through this right now. And I think that's a beautiful thing about music, and that's the good flip side of social media and stuff like that. Is like, you can actually connect with people, but you already connect on a music level because they listen to this music and they connect. They understand you because the music is real.
Yeah.
The only way it wouldn't be a real connection is if it was fake and if it was like, you know, just inauthentic.
Yeah.
You know,
you just writing.
Yeah,
somebody wrote GPT
right.
wrote your verse.
By the way, I know people that do that.
No way. Like full on, they just let it rock though.
They just do that shit, bro. They use ChatGPT, bro. It's crazy.
No way, bro.
ChatGPT bars, it's crazy.
Yo, it's crazy. No way, bro. I tried. I'll be full disclosure.
Yeah.
I tried to write a video, like a sneaker review video, because I hate them. I hate sneaker review videos. So I refused to do them. But my friend asked me to do one about this SB that came out, and I got it, and I was just like, all right, fine. So I was just like, man, I don't really want to just like sit here and write a whole script. Let me just throw in the chat GPT and see what's going on. I threw all the information in. That shit came out like ass. And I was just like, I'm not doing this. Like it made me not want to do it at all.
Right.
Like I was just like, I'm not going to do this because if my heart's not behind what the video that I'm trying to put out, then it's just.
Because it's not you.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like that it feels fucked up.
So then for people to be rapping bars on this?
It be happening, bro. People are doing it, dog. Yo, you can make a whole AI song.
Yeah,
that's like, isn't that crazy? Like, all you have to type in is, yo, I want a song that sounds like Nas and Lupe Fiasco, da 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 da, and it'll come up with a whole song with bars.
You get Your Old Drew song.
Yeah, you can maybe, but it's like it'll come out with like lyrics, you know, that would sound like what you would say or like what I would say, you know?
That's crazy.
And it's insane, bro. It's crazy. You got to get in, everybody got to get in tech now because AI is taking over, bro.
AI taking over crazy, bro. That
shit is sickening.
So I have a hard no sharing AI art. Like I don't, if I see it and it looks like AI art to me, like I'll barely even comment on it. I'll just be like, nah. Like I just don't, I can't. Like
I feel you.
I can't. Like I have like a hard, like I had somebody that posted something and they were like, why you don't share my stuff? And I didn't want to just tell them, be like, because I know it's AI. Like I don't I'm not gonna help you out because you really just type something and now you just put it on. Like it's not, there's no art to that. No. Just because you picked the right picture, like
nah, because you typed in the right in the prompt, you typed in the right thing.
So I'm big no AI unless it's like it's like if it's helping me cut a clip or something like that, you know, like if it streamlines my work, like I'm down for it. Right. But yeah, if you just doing it to get art out, nah, I'm good.
I'm gonna be real, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real, bro. AI has helped me in one way. It's like. Obviously I'm an independent artist. So clearing a sample is crazy for me. Like that's like such a job. It could take forever. It could take a year, or I could never get some shit cleared ever. So like Static, shout out Static Selector, he put me onto this. I forgot what it's called, but like I put the sample, like my homie made a beat with the sample. I put the beat into the app and it gave me and it spat out a different beat in the same key with the same vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had the same groove, everything.
Yeah.
But it was different enough so I won't have to clear the sample. But it went perfectly with the lyrics.
That's crazy. I mean, that's a good workaround.
I'm be real. Yeah. I had to because it's like, you know what it is? For artists like me, there's no other way. You know, there's no other way. There's no way for me to clear this sample, bro. And even if I did clear the sample, they probably take all my money.
Yeah,
you know. So
they want that.
They want that bag.
They want that bag. They're like, oh, I heard it. I heard it in there. I heard it in there. Yeah, so, that's crazy, man. I don't know how the years of just listening to hip hop for so long, and then how sampling was a pivotal part of how hip hop is created. So for it to be strictly pulled out so that you have to, you know, pay somebody in order to get something going, like it's hard for it to evolve after that.
It is what it is, bro. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you can't steal somebody's work. You know, I wish, you know, like they have certain websites that have made it easier for artists to sample. Yeah. But even then, they want 20% of the master and 20% of the publishing just off the rip. And maybe that's not that much. But I'm like, damn, that's just the beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just because of the beat they want 20%. And then the producer that made the beat is gonna want another 10% or sometimes 50% on top of it, you know? So it's like at the end of the day, what does the artist actually get? You know?
They're
crazy.
like, and then they're like, oh, but you get paid if you do it on the show. Like,
nah, bro. I gotta get paid mechanical royalties. You know, I gotta get paid like every time it streams, you know, so it's now there's some workarounds, and you know, so I guess shout out to AI for now until, you know, because it's like, it's always for now. It's always like, all right, cool, it's cool for now until, you know, musicians are obsolete.
Yeah. I mean, what is that? Then that TikTok dude, he was making like, he signed like a multi-million-dollar deal with an AI guy, AI rap that he made.
Yep.
And it was like a rap. It was like a dude. It was like a virtual black guy, right? He was saying the N-word in it. And then it was a white guy that programmed it. So is he?
I don't know. Dang.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh no. But
was he making him say the N-word?
Yeah, he writing it out.
Or was the guy saying the N-word on his own?
Yeah, he's coded it that way. It's crazy.
You shouldn't even be allowed to write the N-word, right? They shouldn't even. You should.
You have a full on.
So it's being programmed by the same people we're trying to combat right now. So we're about to relive the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. We gotta get into tech for real. I've been saying that recently too. I'm like, there's no way around it, bro. It's like we can enjoy this shit right now all we want, but that's coming, bro. And the fact that they gave us all this AI shit, really came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it was like a flood of just AI. Because they've been planning it for so long.
Yeah.
But now it's here. For something happened, and they was like, right, we got to put it out now. And you know, it's not gonna stop. In 10 years, I don't know what my kids are gonna be doing, bro. I don't know what there's gonna be for my kids other than tech. You know, because
it's gonna be crazy.
It's all about who can manipulate the AI.
You know? It's
they say AI not gonna take your job. Somebody good at AI is gonna take your job.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
For people who can't hear that, D just said AI is not gonna take your job. Somebody good at AI is gonna take your job.
Sure.
But shout out to D for the off camera conversation. The
facts. Yeah, facts.
Prompting classes, like it teaches you how to control the machine. Using all of that. I'm like 1 week away from getting my.
Damn,
that's crazy.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah.
I'm an artist too, and I tour. I've been doing this since I was tour.
Hell yeah. That's it right there, bro. That's it.
For anybody who's listening,
You know.
he just said he's taking prompting classes, and that's the way to the bag. It's prompting classes. So sign up.
Sign up for that shit.
Sign up for that shit. I definitely wanted to ask you because I didn't get to talk to you at the Sango show. Well, how did that feel? Like that? That was my first time seeing Sango ever. So it's crazy that I was that close to him the entire time. We ended up becoming cool and shit. Like that was crazy. But like he pulls you out on stage, and that was a late ass show. I was tired as hell, but you still crushed it. Everybody still was there. Was like, yeah, I knew all the words, so I was there. That was also my first time seeing you. So yeah, I was wondering like, what was that for you? Like, how did that feel for you?
It was a vibe. I think it's always dope when you can connect with one of your favorite artists, producers, whatever, like creators, one of your favorite creators, like, and even if it's just for a little 7-minute set, it's special, you know, because those moments people never forget. Like people are not gonna forget the day that Sango, you know, did a show in the city, and then out of nowhere, Kota The Friend came and created this moment, and that's gonna be in their memory bank forever. Like, bro, like. I went to see Sango, had no idea that the other artist that I like, Kota The Friend, was there, and that's the shit that they'll be talking about forever. And at the same time, I'll be talking about that time I was backstage with Sango, and we met, and then we did the pod, and then you know what I mean, and it was like good energy, and Sango was in my city, you know what I'm saying? Like first time we met was in South Africa, but now here in New York, like. it's a moment. So it's like always good to have those moments. I want as many of those as I can possibly have.
Outside of that moment, was like one of your favorite that comes to the top of your head?
My favorite moments, man. South Africa is one of them. This is crazy. Yeah, that was the first time I met Sango. Just being in South Africa and being on stage, it was probably like 500 people in the crowd, but the love was like so crazy. Like the love that they were giving me was just, it was crazy, man. It was like they were crying in my arms. They were like hugging me and crying because I was there. And it felt so beautiful because I'm like, man, these people, look at these beautiful Black people, bro. And I'm in Africa right now, you know? So it was a whole different energy than any place I've ever been. Like whether it's Europe, Australia, in the US, I never got that much love. I never got love like I got in South Africa.
Man, I mean, because a lot of your songs, you know, you got different states and stuff. Like, I don't. What are some of the places, very like favorite places you traveled to? Because I feel like you've been to a lot of places.
Yeah,
is it crazy that music was able to bring you there?
Yeah, definitely. California is one of my favorites, just because there's so many different landscapes. I love the mountains. At the same time, I love the beach. So it's like I get a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Recently, one of my favorite places has become Seattle. For the lakes. It's like, man, I was me and my friends stayed in a lake house, and it had a canoe and everything. And I took the canoe out on the lake, and the sunset was just like, if you look in this direction, it was like purple. And then if you look in this direction, it was blue. And in the other direction, it was like pink and
That's
orange.
crazy, yeah.
And there was like this
almost like an aurora borealis.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It was like this steam coming off of the lake. And I'm just sitting in the steam looking at this beautiful like sunset. And the sunrise was just as amazing. So I was like, damn, I gotta get a spot out here, you know, in Seattle.
Where did your love for nature come from? Because we're surrounded by none of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I would watch movies and shit, and I would be like, man, I want to go to a mountain. You know what I mean? I want to go to a lake and be in a boat like these people, you know, but I don't. And my great grandfather always used to tell me he's gonna take me fishing, but then he passed before he could take me. You know, so the first time I actually went fishing was in Seattle, because when my friend from my DJ, he's from California, he goes fishing. So he was like, you know what, we're gonna, since we were staying by a lake, he was like, yo, let's get some fishing rods and let's go out and let's go fishing. You know?
Yeah.
So
catch anything?
Nah, not that day. There was. I don't think
not even a guppy or nothing.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. But then a few months later, my friend from Miami, he took me fishing in Miami, and I caught a puffer fish.
Oh,
but you're not supposed to eat those.
No, you definitely. I mean, unless what is it? Like, you're supposed to be like a trained chef?
Yeah,
and it's only like a small little sliver that you can eat?
But I'm not in it to eat any of these fish, bro. I'm just we caught it and then we threw it back. You know, I just want that feeling of like catching a fish and going fishing. So it was cool. But
you want to hear a funny fishing story?
Yeah.
First time I went fishing, my godfather took me fishing, right? And I grab, like, I feel the tug. Yeah. I'm like, oh my, and I'm like 6, I think, right? Grab it. And I'm pulling back. My mom comes, helps me. We go and grab it, pull it up. It's an electric eel. Everybody's like, oh my God. And we all just leave.
Did it land in a boat?
Nah, we weren't in the boat. We were fishing on the side.
Okay, so what happened?
And so we had to run. And like my godfather's like, you just gotta throw it back. Before it starts to try to shock you. Right? So he grabs it. And he just flings it. And I'm like, yeah, he's one of the most hardcore dudes I've ever met in my life. And this dude was like, cigarette in hand. Like, he's like, stop. He's like, stop. Don't worry about it. I got it. And then he just took a big rip and just grabbed it, just threw it back in the water. I was like, man, this guy's gangster.
He ain't skip a beat. Like, man, give me that shit. That's what's up, bro. But you know, when you from the city, we don't get nature.
Nah, we don't.
So growing up, I always wanted to be around nature because I didn't have it, you know? And I knew it was out there. Obviously, everything I'm watching got a damn You know, this beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
But every day we got the same scenery, these great buildings. So is
what's because like I literally was about to be like, you know what movie made me wanted to go to the mountains and snowboard? It's fucking Brink.
Brink?
Or is it Brink?
I've never even seen that.
No, the Disney. You remember Disney movies?
Yeah.
I'm trying to. What's the snowboarding one? No, Johnny Tsunami.
I never saw that.
Johnny Tsunami is the snowboarder. You gotta watch that.
It's a Disney movie?
I think that's a Disney movie. And then Brink is the roller skating one.
Okay.
And then I don't know which ones do you know. Luck of Irish, where it's like you turn to.
I don't know none of these.
Yo, bro, what's going?
Are these animated movies?
Nah, these are like when back in the day when Disney Channel was making movies and it was all like live action.
I never
stuff.
watched Disney Channel.
I'm about to start sending you links, bro.
I mean, don't send me no links to Disney Channel. I don't want to see that. I decline. You feel me? I will block you. Nah, Disney Channel not my thing, bro. Like I like Disney movies that are not on the Disney Channel.
You didn't hit him with the mouse joint and then the high where it's like it glows and then they're right Disney Channel in it. You don't remember?
Nah, I remember. No, like my cousin used to love Disney Channel. I would turn it off so quick because it was so corny to me. It was so corny, bro.
Corny. It's very corny.
But the movies are fire. Like
you talk about like Lion King, Aristocats,
Disney movies,
Aristocrats.
Yeah.
No, Aristocats.
Yeah, Aristocats.
Aristocats. Yeah.
Disney movies are fire. I still watch Disney movies to this day. You know,
well,
especially because I got kids. You know, so sometimes I'll be like my daughter would want to watch something. I'll be like, girl, you don't want to watch Moana? Like, come on, let's watch Encanto. You know what I'm saying? But we off topic.
Yeah. Nah, we still on topic.
Oh,
do you take the kids out? Like, do you like to these different places to travel and stuff like that? Have they been able to experience?
Yeah, hell yeah. I do it as much as I can, man.
Yeah.
Like they saw the sequoias.
Mm-hmm.
I took them to see the sequoias in Northern California. Big ass trees, huge trees. We got pictures. It's amazing. Like we got a spot in California. It's right by the beach, so we're always by the beach.
Yeah.
You know, something that I didn't really get growing up. Where it's like they know if it's summertime, we're gonna be at the crib. 3 blocks from the beach, we're gonna be at the beach damn near every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always amazing. And I've had them in the mountains. Like I had my daughter in the mountains when she was like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I took my daughter to Iceland when she was like 3 months old.
That's fire.
You know, we've been to Dubai and she's seen, you know, she's been out and she's seen things,
fire.
you know, and I want to do the same with my son now. I'm like, I'm right now. I'm trying to plan like maybe like a Japan trip. I want him to.
You want to adopt me real quick? I can be the other son.
maybe.
I want to pull up, bro.
We'll see. I can't afford no more kids, but you know,
I'm the cheapest one, man. You just gotta take me with you.
But I want to. Like that's really important for me. You know, making sure my kids are able to like experience all of these different things that we didn't get to experience because every day was the same for us.
Yeah.
Every day was the same, bro.
Yeah. Try not to get in trouble.
Yeah, there was no out. You know, there was no like, you know, we're gonna spend a week here, you know, and it was none of that. So like,
when was your first vacation?
My first vacation? Shit. First vacation just happened. It just happened. What did we do? Damn, we did something, bro. Did I have a vacation? Did I? I feel like I just had a vacation, bro.
And that was your first one in your life?
Yeah, recently.
In your life.
Yeah.
Like you turned everything off and
that was the first. It was the first one. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, we went to Iceland. We went to Iceland. That was a vacation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was cold as hell, but
did you do like the hot springs thing that's out there?
It was nice.
Yeah, that sounds fire.
It was nice. But the problem was, you know what it is? It didn't feel like vacation because we had a baby with us. We went to where did we go? We went to Rome, bro. We went to Rome. And Rome was amazing. Like I think that was my first official vacation, no babies, no nothing, just having a good time. And I remember we did the first part in like the island area, which Amalfi. We went on
Amalfi Coast. Yeah,
we went on Amalfi Coast for a little bit, and that was cool. But it was too out the way. You know what I mean? My city boy was kicking in. I was like,
where's the nearest hospital? I gotta make sure I'm good.
And so we went to Rome, and it was just amazing to see like all of the different, you know, these ancient structures just around the whole city, just out like just scattered. You know, it's like the city was like half ancient and half modern. And I thought that was amazing.
I need to go to Rome. So bad.
Rome is a vibe, bro. We had our the best what do we have? Best pasta we ever had in Rome. Steak was fire.
Yeah.
We had some steak. It was like top 3 steaks we've ever had in our life.
That's fire, yeah.
Not even bullshitting. But shout out to Italy. You gave me my first official vacay.
There you go. There you go. You know, we're towards the end of the podcast, but I definitely wanted to give you a dap on you know, thank you for pulling up on here. So
of course, bro.
This last question deals with a lot of like visualization. So I want you to think about when you was a young kid about to open that box of those white Air Force Ones, right? Now you transported all the way back to that time. You're standing behind your younger self. What would you tell your younger self?
I would tell him that the shoes don't make you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would tell him. I'd be like, I know you want these shoes, and I know now you have them, and I have them, right?
You got them. You opening them.
They're the real ones, right?
I mean, it's the one that you had.
Are they real?
I don't know.
They're the fake ones.
They're the fake ones. Those are the first ones. No, the one your mom.
They still fake. I gotta. Damn, bro. I still got the fake ones. I thought it was an imaginary situation where I had the real ups.
Nah, you buy yourself.
I'll give you one better. All right. Because it's like. Because it's 2 different reactions now. It's like, all right, so it's like, all right, I have the fake ones. I'm looking at them like, damn, like I know they fake. They kind of look it too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to really go hard to pull this off. You know? And so I would tell him, I wouldn't tell him nothing. I'll just laugh. I'd be like, bro, you got fake 55. You know they fake.
How you gonna bully your younger self, bro? You gonna be like, yo, you got fake ups, bro. He gonna turn around and be like, huh?
Nah, I would tell him the same thing. The shoes don't make you. You know what I mean? It's like you ain't even have to get these. You know, you could have just got something else. You know, and it don't matter because it's just a pair of shoes. You're gonna wear them anyway.
Right.
But it's like it don't matter what's on your feet. You know, more than anything, it matters like what's in your soul, bro. Like, and just being real, bro. Like. Stop worrying about stuff like that because I feel like I spent so much time thinking I wasn't good enough because I didn't have the right kicks or I didn't have the right clothes when I could have been on a different path mentally and emotionally, and I could have been more focused on what I'm really doing with who I am in my future and put that energy more into school and like fostering better friendships with people that's not worried about what sneakers I'm wearing. You know?
Yeah.
So I would really tell him to go down that road.
No, yeah. You know? I mean that's always the bigger when it comes to kids and if they ever ask me for advice, I don't know. I don't get the hey OG, let me talk to you. But if that's one thing where it's like social currency is cool and everything, and social currency can get you into the circles that you're trying to get to. Yeah. But as long as you're confident in yourself, like it's hard to build that. It's hard to find that.
Oh yeah.
It took me forever to get that.
Hell yeah.
Forever, bro. Like I used to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I don't know, like I don't like the person in the mirror. Like, you know, like you have those moments. And that's a lot of that is like dealing with people that are just looking at you like, oh, you don't match up to our standards. And you're like, but what about my standard? Am I good for me?
Right. Yeah. Nah, that's I feel like that's more profound than you think, bro. Like for real. Brene Brown said something beautiful. She was like, you know, fitting in is when you have to be like everybody else, you know, to be accepted. And when you belong, you can be exactly who you are, you know, and still be accepted, you know? So it's like, nobody should have to be like everybody else, you know? And it's like so much of our lives is focused on trying to be like everybody else so we could fit in some kind of, you know, circle, so we can feel some sense of community, when it's really about just being who we are and belonging everywhere, and knowing that, you know, we should be able to be accepted no matter what I should be able to accepted no matter what I'm wearing. As long as I got a good soul,
Yeah,
I got a good heart.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So,
yo, let everybody know where to find you.
Yeah, you find me on social media, Instagram. I don't even want to say Twitter because it's like, why?
Yeah.
You know? So just, I don't know, bro. Go to Spotify. Go to Apple Music.
Stream that shit.
Stream my music, man. Don't even follow me on social media. Fuck that shit. Don't just listen to the music. What I'm doing on a Friday doesn't fucking matter. Just listen to the music. The music is hard. I got a song out with Logic called Blah. It's fire.
That shit is hard.
I'm coming out with like 2 more albums and, you know, 1 album this year and another album next year. And I'll probably drop another 2 albums next year because I work. I'm always working.
Yeah. Appreciate you so much.
Appreciate
for pulling
you,
up.
bro.
You know who I am, who is Hassan on social media. Follow the podcast on My First Kicks Pod. Hit me up if you have a story, myfirstkickspod@gmail.com. And if you are listening to this, you're going to have to go to YouTube, watch me and Kota in person right here, you know, youtube.com/myfirstkicks. And you know what we say every week, wear your kicks. Peace.